One force fighting ISIS inside Syria are the Kurdish forces known as the Peshmerga. Thousands of Kurdish forces, with the help of U.S. airstrikes, are launching an attack on the strategic city of Sinjar in northern Iraq. The Islamic State captured the city in the summer of 2014 and forced thousands of ethnic Yazidis from their ancestral homes. Sinjar also sits on an important supply route for the Islamic State. The news is one more example that for more than a year, the Peshmerga is the one military force that has consistently stood up to ISIS. I went to the front lines for a rare look at the territory these fighters took back from ISIS. General Karzan of the Kurdish military took CBN News to the front lines. We crossed the fabled Euphrates River and passed the Mosul Dam. 1 year ago, ISIS captured the dam and threatened Iraq with an ecological catastrophe. Destroying the dam would have sent a 60-foot wall of water all the way to Baghdad, killing as many as 500,000 people. The Peshmerga took back the dam with the help of U.S. airstrikes. On the way, Karzan told us about ISIS.
They are like fire. They're not against a specific ethnic people or religion. They're against everything.
We passed villagers showing support for the military. Without the Peshmerga, their village would be overrun by ISIS.
They're very glad to live with the Kurds and under the control of the Kurds.
We go through several checkpoints in territory once contested by the Islamic State and the Peshmerga.
This is the most dangerous place for all of us and for ISIS. These places that you see weren't captured easily.
They take us up to their base, but caution us not to take any video inside. This is the front lines between ISIS and Peshmerga. ISIS fighters are just about 500 meters away from this position. And a lot of people say this is a key sector because it controls the Mosul Dam. But more than that, many people say this is the battle line, the fault line between the free world and ISIS.
These villages that you see belong to ISIS.
Karzan commands this forward base.
They believe that this is the line of the free world. This is why when ISIS comes to fight against the Peshmerga, they believe that they're crossing the border into Europe.
Soon after we arrive, ISIS fires 2 mortars toward another Kurdish position.
This is the only way they can show they're still active.
Back at regional headquarters, we spoke with Major General Bajat Arab.
Don't forget, the Peshmerga right now are fighting for the sake of the whole free world. If you wanted to take a look at the whole world, no one stands against ISIS. Look at what happened to the Iraqi army. No one fought ISIS, only the Peshmerga.
He painted a sobering picture of ISIS.
If the other people in the world want to know or see how dangerous ISIS is, let them come to Mosul, see what happened to the Yazidis and Christians.
He blamed the Baghdad government for the lack of advanced weapons they need to fight ISIS. He described a dismal picture of how they need to maintain their weapons.
Sometimes we have to repair one weapon with another. This is how we've used the old weapons to fight against ISIS.
Despite those old weapons, retired U.S. General Jay Garner says the Kurds are taking the battle to ISIS.
The only people that are successfully fighting ISIS is the Kurdish Peshmerga. You got a country here of 4.5, 5 million people that are totally pro-American, more so than we're pro-American. They're in one of the most strategic locations in the world, in the Middle East for us. To their east is our enemy Iran, to the south is our enemy Shia Iraq, to the west is our enemy Syria, and to the north is what we call a NATO ally, Turkey.
Garner says Kurdistan is a military man's dream.
You're at a perfect place where you could strike out of there at any of your enemies, plus you got support in the north with an ally.
General Arab added how grateful he was to the U.S.
We'd love to tell the American people that the Kurds are the only true friends they have in this area.
The Peshmerga say a decisive factor in the battle against ISIS has been U.S. airstrikes, but they say with more arms, ammunition, and heavy weapons, they can make even more advances against the Islamic State.